Hello everybody, welcome back for more of Civilization Start Over. This episode we're going to start out in Asia with the Triangle Alliance splitting up. These three countries will be leaving the Triangle Alliance because they made the decision that being part of the UN would be more beneficial. So they will be joining the UN. So we'll have Serbia, Tibet, and Korea join the UN. And I just realized something. These countries are the wrong color over here. All these areas. And Korea also kind of wants to improve their economy. They're not really seeing any benefit owing Japan anymore, so they shall release southern Japan. And Siberia will actually be doing the same with northern Japan, so they can be one independent country. And they want to do this as a show of good faith towards the UN. And the UN actually enjoys this. And Japan will also join the UN. But there are some countries that are upset about this. And now the Diamond team is saying the Triangle team's weak now without China, Korea, Tibet, or Siberia on their side. And Triangle team's like, no, we're not. And they're like, alright, prove it. And we're like, okay, we will. And for one of the stupidest regions in history, a major regional war will break out when Pakistan starts invading Afghanistan. And yeah. And this is really bad because, yeah, two big alliances. So now we have the Triangle team and the Diamond team at war with each other. And since World War IV ended, India and Australia have been able to build up their navy a lot more than previously. So India's navy goes from this small area to stretching throughout this area. Pakistan's will be like this. Vietnam's will be like this now. And Australia's the one that has the largest boom out of all of them, with their navy looking like this now. And they all start fighting right in the Indian, South Indian Sea, I think that's what we call them. Or the Indian Ocean. Yeah, the fighting's gonna mainly start as a naval war for India and Saudi Arabia. India will enter in this side, the naval front, while Australia will push them back over here, and with combined effort from both India and Australia, they're able to take all of this, like, not territory waters. They'll take all these waters from Saudi Arabia. But up here, the land battle is kind of looking bad for the Triangle team, because Pakistan is pushed back, and Afghanistan makes an entrance into Pakistan, and already takes one major city. And this kind of has India a little scared, so they're gonna send a lot of forces to the front line and start helping Pakistan push them back. And Pakistan will be able to re-enter Afghanistan. But now Saudi Arabia is starting to push the Indian Navy back here, and even make some progress against Pakistan's Navy. In fact, they are able to, like, push all the way up here with their Navy, and with the help of Afghanistan, they're able to also push Pakistan's Navy back. And Pakistan will make a surprise landing down here towards Pakistan's capital. And now, this forces Pakistan leave Afghanistan's claims, and now they're getting fully invaded. Now, was the UN thinking about this? Well, the 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's why they're a separate color before. The 5 Liam members will call the UN in for emergency session to talk about this war, and a vote will be held. Does the UN get involved in this war? And if so, on what side? Europe votes mainly to support the Triangle team. Africa also votes to support the Triangle team. South America votes support the Triangle team. And North America votes support Triangle team. Now, why is this? Well, keep in mind, the Diamond team is the team that, like, caused all of Africa get involved in World War IV when Ukraine attacked Albania. So, yeah. So Chinese troops and Tibetan troops will make their official entrance into this war. On the side of India and the Triangle team as a whole, and with UN aid as well, so it more looks like this. So all the countries bordering the Diamond Alliance and all the Liam members of the UN will join this coalition. And we'll put your icon like that instead. So yeah, the Diamond team probably shouldn't have started this war. And yeah, especially when Turkey makes their first, like, invasion into Iran, and the first time since World War IV, Iraq will be fighting alongside Turkey, taking all of this really fast, surprisingly. But Turkey makes a gun for down here because they appreciate Iraq's help, but they don't want them to get too much land. But they agreed to split occupation down here like this. Then Georgia will make their first invasion into Iran. And yeah, Iran's getting bullied now, with them meeting up with Turkish troops. And Turkey starts heading towards the capital, while Georgia sees a lot of success up here, able taking all this land in this major city. They even advance their front line all the way like this. Would be more accurate though. Turkey mainly has occupation in this area right there. Then Georgia and Turkey will start to encircle the capital of Iran, and Turkey will use this as an opportunity to start their invasion into Afghanistan. Meanwhile, they complete their siege of the Iranian capital, which causes Iran to surrender. So the occupation's gonna look like this for them. Volga troops are gonna make their entrance into Afghanistan and actually take quite a bit of land, because they're still very powerful. Not as powerful as they were when they were part of Russia, but they're still powerful enough to fight really well, especially with the Chinese assistance over here. And the Chinese, they're the #1 power in the world now, so they're able to make a lot of quick work of Afghanistan, taking a lot of this land, and Volga is able to push down like this and take all this. But over here though, Triangle Team is still struggling, because Pakistan just lost another city, and this amphibious invasion works, causing Pakistan to surrender. And now with Pakistan out of the way, they're able to push Turkey out of their country, but not too long after, Tibet will enter the country, and yeah, it's kind of looking really bad for the Diamond Team in Asia. But in Saudi Arabia and Ethiopia, they're actually doing pretty well, with Ethiopia actually being able to do a lot of damage to Algeria very quickly. What is this? What layer is this on? Well, everything is being ruined by me. I'm sorry. I'm very terrible at making videos. But yeah, Ethiopia takes quite a bit of land from Algeria. They actually take like 2 whole major cities, while Saudi Arabia will actually successfully push Tunisia out of the, I think this would be the Suez? Oh no, it is now. And Saudi Arabia will make a landing onto Tunisia right here and start like heavily invading them. And same thing with here with Iraq. But these 2 gains by the Diamond team are short-lived, especially when another country makes their entrance into this war. Tanzania joins the war on the side of the Diamond, on the side of Triangle team. Not just them, Madagascar joins, and so does the DRC. And now, Ethiopia is about to be invaded, to put bluntly. And yeah, and it's gonna start right over here. Why is it not working? So yeah, Tanzania will enter into Ethiopia. Actually doing a really good job right away, because they have multiple countries assist them. They're actually able to take Ethiopia's capital pretty fast. And when this happens, understandably, Ethiopia will be like, alright, all my troops come back to defend motherland. And this was a really rushed retreat. So that causes Algeria to be able to invade Ethiopia. And when they get over here, they cross border to help Tunisia get rid of Saudi Arabia over here. And this gives Tunisia the opportunity to start invading Ethiopia. And Tunisia will actually allow Turkish ships to go through the Suez Canal over here and like attempt to help them with Saudi Arabia's navy. They actually do quite a bit of good work. They are able to relink up a like naval like crossroads of sorts, like through here. And Turkey will actually land in Iraq to help them kick Saudi Arabia out. And they help them push into Saudi Arabia on all these sides. So now the Diamond team is completely on the defensive on all sides, and it's not going to look pretty for them, especially when China finally breaks through this front line up here. And oh boy, China's like going absolutely crazy now. Jordan makes a crossing into Afghanistan, taking a city. Turkey will re-enter and take a city themselves. And now India will start to actually liberate Pakistan. And it actually goes pretty well. So well that in fact this entire upper part will immediately start rebelling away from occupation forces. And yeah, Pakistan's now on the offensive with Indian and Chinese help. And they will also make the entrance into Afghanistan. And with the help of all these countries up here, mainly China, Tibet, that's wrong color, and Turkey, they are able to get Afghanistan to fully surrender. Before they do, Pakistan will take the capital, and China will squeeze in and take the rest of this land. So Pakistan's now out of the war. So the sides more look like more look like this now. And it's not looking good down here for the Diamond team. Well, why? Especially when Tanzania really ramps up their invasion, taking half the country. Tunisia will also ramp up their invasion and take all of this. And Algeria will take the rest. And now Saudi Arabia will make the smart decision to surrender to all sides. Now let's look at the peace treaty for this war. We're going to start with Afghanistan, going from north to south. Volga will get all of this land. China will actually get a lot of land from this. Right here. And 1 second, I guess that's a little weird over here. They'll get all of this land. No. So China's borders are looking kind of weird. Tibet. Oh, wait, China also gets this. Tibet will get all of this. And this up here. And this. Pakistan will get all their land back and all of this. Then over here, Turkey will just get this state. Iraq will get all of this. And Iraq will actually get some land out of Saudi Arabia. Right over here and here. Saudi Arabia does not really lose that much. They lose like 2 half states, basically. And yeah, that's all Saudi Arabia is gonna lose over here. And that's not supposed to be like that. Georgia will actually get quite a bit of land. We'll get this state. Who was here before? Iran. They are allowed to exist still, but only like this. They kind of absorb the rest of Afghanistan. So yeah, Afghanistan's no longer in existence. Rest in peace. Maybe if you didn't take the L in the war. Yeah. So this is what Central Asia's looking like right now, because China will be asked by the UN to release like this land as a separate country. So I believe China's getting too big. And China will agree actually, because it's actually kind of cost them a lot of money to run this area of the world. So without any like issues or anything, they'll voluntarily set up a new country over here, which will have the borders looking like this. And yeah, they're doing the best Europe impression as they can. And this will be called, they will be called Kazakhstan. But I just realized most like do I want to change the color? Yeah, to this like lime color type. I think I'm gonna change to this like light pink color. Now for Ethiopia, what's gonna happen then? Well, they actually won't be losing land. Instead, they will be forced to actually take Saudi Arabia's land. But they also will be forced to give up land, though. I lied. But it's not just them, because Ethiopia, Tanzania, Algeria, and Tunisia will all be giving up some land in this part of the treaty. And they will actually be reinstating a previous country, and that country will be known as Sudan. This is where previously South Sudan was, but they kind of decide to return Sudan as like one country right here with South Sudan land, and also we aren't done yet giving it land, because they also decide to give one more Tunisian state to it. So they will begin this, and they also will begin this. From Algeria, because the UN also kind of wants to limit the power of large countries, and all the countries will actually be in agreement with this. Like, they agreed to this. So this is what Africa looks like now. And of course, the Diamond Alliance will be forced to break up. But also, so does the Triangle Alliance. Only alliance that remains in the world is the Star Alliance, because they still kind of don't want to join the UN, and they're relatively peaceful. They've only been on defense, not like offense in wars. So Vietnam, India, Pakistan, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Sudan, and Kyrgyzstan will all join the UN. Australia and New Zealand will actually refrain for now, but the UN will make a deal with Guyana, Bolivia, Peru, and Ecuador. If they give up the rest of the alliance, they will be able to all join, and this will create a new system in the UN. And that system is the approved alliance system. And Guyana's will be the first one, and they will be marked as the host country's color, but a little lighter. Do it like that. So yeah, this is all Guyana's alliance in the UN. And Vancouver will ask, hey, if they can do it, can we? And the UN will actually approve this too. So, so Vancouver, Arizona, California, what do I name this? Kansas. Oh, everything's wrong, I'm sorry. Kansas and Dakota will join in Vancouver's approved alliance. Over here, all of Europe will actually decide to, for the first time in forever, become one united alliance in the East. Only ones that refrain are Iberia, Catalonia, and Scotland, and Western Europe, not Eastern Europe. And China will also decide, hey, let's reform our alliance. And the Triangle team members will actually be down for this. And Japan will actually also join the approved alliance. And over here for the last event, Algeria is actually going to be surprisingly the one who starts this alliance in Africa. And now this will get amended on this area. I'll put it in. And now these are the 5 approved packs: the yellow, the brown, the pink, the blue, and the green. And it's actually going a lot differently in the UN than it did with the military alliances. The UN still has to vote to get involved in a war that involves members not in these packs, but when they vote, the packs within the region will get involved. So say New York invaded Michigan, and Michigan calls for the UN to get involved, and if they vote to get involved, Vancouver's team will fight against New York. That's kind of how it will work. And the countries are actually happy about this. Now, for the last non-UN event for the video, the Checkmark Alliance is actually going to be expanding the economic alliance. Let me just get... So they're going to actually add Vancouver, California, and Arizona to their economic alliance. Algeria will add Guyana, Guinea, that's Guinea, Sahara, Sudan, Tanzania, and the DRC to theirs. France will actually be adding some people to theirs. Well, there's this tiny in comparison. Andorra will join it. Italy will, Austria, Yugoslavia, and Romania will join. And even Norway and Sweden will join the European Economic Alliance. Pakistan, Tibet, Kyrgyzstan, and Siberia will join China's Economic Alliance. Now, a lot of the world is feeling very united, but there's part of the world that wants to form their own economic alliance. So they shall. And they shall be represented by a hexagon. That's not the size I select the outline be. So New York will actually form an economic alliance with all these American countries. They even get Canada to get in on this, which causes a feeling that Alaska should probably get involved on one. So Alaska will join the Checkmark Economic Alliance, and Greenland will also be joining one, and they will actually join the 3-point style economic alliance. And for the rest of Africa, they're actually gonna see this and be like, alright, let's just join one. So Africa will all mainly join the square one, except for over here, where only Turkey, actually no, they won't even join it. They will instead join the 3-point alliance, all these countries, like the economic alliance, because they kind of feel they'll like safer with Europe's economic alliance. Same thing will happen over here, but with a different economic alliance. These three will join the square one. Volga, Ukraine, Caucasia, Russia, and Finland will actually form their own organization, which will be represented by a green triangle. And it is decided that Denmark is allowed to choose one, and their people vote, and they choose to join the Triangle Economic Alliance. So almost every country is in the UN, but every country is also in an economic pact. So in total, this is what the spheres of influence look like. The red mainly being like the Dutch's sphere of influence, the blue being New York's, the orange being Vancouver's, the purple being Guyana's, the pink being Tunisia's, and the yellow being China's. And I just realized this is slightly off there. Go. And as you can see, like Europe's is kind of the largest, but that's mainly because all this, it kind of more looks like this around here, like since there's no land. Same with this. And like Australia like is still in China's sphere of influence, but they aren't like fully on board with it. So it's kind of like complicated for them. But yeah, that's kind of how it's looking in the world now, where Europe has basically become the dominant force over the main parts of the world, with Vancouver and Guyana being the dominant forces in America, Algeria being the African dominant force in China, being the dominant force in Asia. That'll do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed.